Okay. Good day, everyone. Today, we will delve into the crucial topic of Sustainable Development Goal number 5, gender equality. Our research is entitled Analyzing Countries' Ways in Promoting Gender Equality Through Gender Justice and Inclusivity. Our report is structured as follows: Introduction, the background of the study, solving the issue, and conclusion. To begin, Ms. Mondihar will provide a comprehensive introduction on the current global status of gender equality.
So now, let us start with the introduction. Gender equality is a key element of the United Nations Sustainable Development, or SDGs, which is particularly emphasized and goal-wide. So this goal aims to eliminate injustices and prejudices against women and girls in education, workplaces, healthcare, and political participation. So gender equality issues have long roots in history, stemming from centuries of unequal treatment based on gender equality means providing equal rights and opportunities for all genders and breaking down stereotypes and societal norms. So in our study, we examine the current state of gender equality in different countries, identify barriers to progress, and suggest ways to promote a more inclusive society. So moving on to the next part, which will be presented by Lape and Lopez.
The background of the study, gender equality is a global issue impacting various societal aspects and is recognized by the organization like the United Nations. Despite progress, women and girls worldwide face discrimination, violence, and unequal access to opportunity. Gender equality is a global crisis. It is a global issue affecting women and girls worldwide. So they face discrimination, violence, and limited opportunities. Countries like Sweden, Iceland, and Iran have made progress. So in Sweden, for example, focuses on gender equality through the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, but they still faces challenges like the gender wage gap and social inequalities. Iceland has closed the gender pay gap and increased female political representation. Rwanda prioritize women's empowerment, but adolescents, girls still face disparities. So, think, Kath, for the next slide.
Okay, so Iceland, through leading in gender equality, also experiences wage disparities and challenges in eliminating discrimination and gender-based violence. Under Rwanda, sees gender disparities and domestic work burdens, early marriage, and gender-based violence against adolescent girls. So conversely, countries like Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan struggle with the entrenched gender disparities, and Afghanistan restrict women's access to education and employment with limited political participation and economic resources. So basically, we can see that this country has a discrimination, also especially to women's. So in Saudi Arabia, too, the male guardianship system controls women's lives, restricting travel, marriage, and employment opportunities. So the Philippines, despite legal frameworks like the Magna Carta of Women, still faces gender wage gaps and underrepresentation of women in decision-making roles of this.
Okay, for solving the issue, as the reporters of the background of the study stated, some countries worldwide are tackling gender inequality with various initiatives. However, a significant issue, such as the gender pay gap, where men and women earn different amounts for the same work, still persists. Iceland leads in gender equality, ranking first in the 2020 World Economic Forum. In 2018, the country introduced a policy requiring companies with over 25 employees to prove equal pay for equal work using the Equal Wage Management Standard. Despite this, gender job valuation remains a challenge, with female-dominated occupations often undervalued compared to male-dominated ones. In Argentina, they enacted the gender identity law, allowing transgender individuals to have their documents reflect their true gender identity. While 42.4% of the parliamentary seats are held by women, issues like adolescent birth rates and political work persist. In Sweden, it was the first country to implement parental leave in 1974, giving parents 480 days of paid leave, encouraging shared child-rearing responsibilities. Sweden leads the EU Gender Equality Index but still faces challenges like gender-based violence and unequal access to assets for women. In the Philippines, the Philippine Commission on Women implements the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Plan. The country ranks 19th in the 2020 Global Gender Gap Index. Some initiatives like the Gender and Development Program or GAD and the Gender Fair Education Policy promote equality. However, again, cultural norms and stereotypes still hinder full gender equality and traditional roles limit women's opportunities. In the current situation, despite the efforts that these countries have made, gender equality has not been fully achieved in any country. Iceland has closed over 90% of its gender gap, but job valuation issues persist. Argentina has made legislative strides, but social challenges still remains. Sweden is a leader in gender equality, but still battles gender-based violence. In the Philippines, enforcement of gender-based laws is inconsistent and cultural attitudes continue to perpetuate inequality. In conclusion, while significant progress has been made, achieving full gender equality requires continuous effort and cultural change. For the next reporter.
Okay, so in conclusion, our study emphasized the critical importance of gender equality for a fairer and more prosperous world. By ensuring equal rights and opportunities for women and girls, alongside men and boys, we foster societal benefits such as improved economic prospects, health, education, and social unity. While some countries like Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan face significant challenges due to cultural norms and discriminatory practices, and to gender equality. The United Nations commitment to gender equality across all spheres of life further underscores significantly achieving gender equality is not just innovation and a better future for all. That's all.